Meghan Sussex has become one of the most influential women of the decade. Love her or hate her, that does not change. As Ted said, she is influential and you can take that straight to the bank. So every time Meghan steps forward, the reaction is completely different from when any other royal or anybody do the same. And people are finally calling out what is going on and just giving her her flower, because at the end of the day, she is so influential. And guess what, guys? The wildest part of that half is that a lot of people, we know we have the derangers, but we have a lot of love for Meghan, a lot of support. With a single outfit, she can crash websites. With one appearance, she can shift trends, boost brands, and spark global conversation. Fashion insider, Hollywood executives, and cultural analysts all say the same thing. Meghan isn't just a former actress or a duchess. She's a modern multimedia powerhouse whose influence is constantly underestimated. Remember, that's what Ted Sarandon said? Today, we're unpacking how Meghan became a cultural force whose choices, simple or symbolic, reshape industries and dominate the zeitgeist. So yes, guys, so I was listening to Plummer and her brother Tom giving an analysis of the Harper's Bazaar, and Plum was to the point, and she gave Meghan her flowers. She's telling you that yes, don't, Meghan is a force to be reckoned with. The shoot is another level, another level, and Meghan did a fantastic job. Whether you admire Meghan Sussex or endlessly debate her, one thing remains undeniable. She moves culture. Few public figures today can spark a global conversation simply by choosing an outfit, launching a brand, or attending a public event. And fewer still can do all of that while redefining modern celebrity, philanthropy, and the meaning of multimedia influence. Today, we're diving deep into Meghan's fashion impact, her cultural footprint, and why industry leaders from Hollywood executives to fashion editors agree that Meghan is one of the most influential women of her generation. I hear Plummer say she's one of the most photographed women, even more than Princess Diana. That's huge. And that is true, because you remember when Princess Diana was around, she was one of the most photographed, but we never had social media. We never have just this rabbit hole that we're going down, and we can see Meghan has become a cultural force.
Love her or hate her, I don't really care whether I like her or not. I'm just really fascinated by what she chooses to wear, and also the fact that everything she wears becomes huge talking points. So she's doing something right.
And he just said, well, I actually think that Meghan, is very underestimated in terms of her cultural impact, because it's just basically what you said. If she wears a coat or a jacket, or she uses something, it sells out.
But I do agree with Ted Sarandon, because love her or hate her, she's driven a lot of eyeballs to Netflix because people are fascinated by her. And I would say, Tom, I agree with you that she, again, whether you like her clothes or don't like her clothes, she is part of the zeitgeist right now. And what she does and what she dresses, and the way that she's part of the zeitgeist is this thing of becoming someone who is a multimedia personality with their own brand. And whether it works or not, we don't know.
Before she was the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan was already shaping conversations, advocating for women's empowerment, redefining representation on television, and using her platform long before social media became central to modern fame. But her influence grew exponentially once she entered the global royal spotlight. Suddenly, every outfit, every interview, every project carried meaning and drove major ripples in the cultural landscape. And this is where the Meghan effect truly began. Fashion journalists, luxury buyers, and sustainability leaders all point to the same pattern. When Meghan wears it, it sells out. When Meghan endorses it, it trends. And when Meghan highlights it, it becomes part of the cultural conversation. Whether it's affordable brands like Everlane or high-end designers like Da Vinci, Meghan's influence is measurable, immediate, and incredibly powerful. But what's fascinating is how many of the people who publicly criticize her still watch what she wears, follows her every move, and help amplify her impact. Yeah, we always say haters gonna hate, but you can't fake. Once you have influence, the haters can hate all they want, but they're the same one who's buying her product, talking about her, and they're the one who has put her on the stratosphere, right? They're the ones who really just act like they're obsessed, and that is a fact. As one fashion commentator famously said, you don't have to like Meghan to be influenced by her. Industry figures say the same thing again and again. Meghan is underestimated, her cultural reach enormous. As the clip say that we just watched, love her or hate her, I don't really care whether I like her or not. That's what Plum is saying. I'm just really fascinated by what she chooses to wear, and also the fact that everything she wears becomes huge talking points. So she's doing something right, definitely. Another part of the clip said, I actually think that Meghan is very underestimated in terms of her cultural impact. If she wears something, it sells out immediately. We see that Lilibet is catching on to the Meghan effect. We now have the Lilibet effect. Yes, that is a family that is trending. Love her or hate her, she's driven a lot of eyeballs to Netflix. She is part of the zeitgeist. Right? She's part of the zeitgeist right now, becoming someone who is a multimedia personality with her own brand.
I think it's, first of all, it's interesting that she chose to be on the cover of Bazaar. I wonder if there was a Vogue option. I think most people take Vogue if there is a Vogue option, so maybe there wasn't. I think she might end up on the cover of Vogue at some point after seeing her at that Balenciaga show greeting Anna Wintour. I think that's going to be on the cards. Because I think for the magazines, she is just such a talking point. Love her, hate her. We're all talking about this shoot. And I do think that the shoot is completely fascinating. And I particularly think this cover image is super fascinating. So when you're talking about what's it like being on one of these shoots, well, there'll be a lot of people, there'll be a lot of hair and makeup, there'll be a lot of photographers' assistants, stylists, wardrobe people ironing. There would be a manicurist, there'd be someone doing the pedicure, there'd be someone doing the eyebrows.
Fashion is never just clothing, especially for women in the public eye. What Meghan wears becomes a form of communication, supporting sustainable designers, elevating small women-led businesses, highlighting ethical brands, normalizing diversity in luxury circles. Yes, we talk about the soft life, bridging accessible and high-end style. Each appearance is intentional, often with cultural or philanthropic meaning behind it. The public reacts not simply because the clothes are beautiful, though they usually are, but because Meghan uses fashion symbolically. That symbolism becomes a story. That story becomes a trend, and that trend becomes influence. Meghan's long-term strategy has shifted from being covered by media to becoming media herself. She's not just an actress or duchess. She's now a producer, a business owner, a podcast voice, a brand founder, a cultural commentator, a curator of lifestyle and storytelling. This is exactly what the panelists refer to when they call her multimedia personality. In modern culture, influence isn't about titles, it's about reach. And Meghan's reach extends across entertainment, fashion, philanthropy, branding, and digital spaces. Here's what truly makes her impact unique. The people who do not like her still drive her visibility. They post, they react, they argue, they critique. But every single one of those actions fuels the algorithm. The more noise they make, the more traction her content gains. This paradox is why Meghan continues to dominate headlines. She's part of cultural discourse in a way that few public figures ever are. As one analyst put it, even her critics contribute to her influence. We have been saying that for years. Netflix executives, Ted Sarandos, we know, have openly acknowledged that Meghan attracts global attention. Her presence alone brings viewers. Fashion editors say her wardrobe is one of the most impactful of the decade. Brand founders credit her for organic boosts that would normally cost millions in marketing. She is effectively her own media ecosystem. Her choices, whether a handbag, a bracelet, or a casual coat, generate economic movement across industries. Few women outside Beyonce, Rihanna, or Princess Diana have had this level of measurable impact. Whether her new brand thrives or evolves, whether the public praises or critiques her, one thing is certain: Meghan Sussex is not leaving the cultural conversation. She is the cultural conversation. From Netflix to fashion runway, from social media trends to philanthropic programs, Meghan's influence is wide-reaching and cross-generational. Some may underestimate her, but the numbers, the trends, and the global reactions don't. As we say, the numbers don't lie. Her cultural footprint is undeniable. Her fashion influence is unmatched, and her evolution into a multimedia powerhouse still unfolding. So guys, that's what I wanted to bring you. And we say it all the time. Meghan is influential. As Kendrick say, you can try to fake the game, but you can't fake influence. When someone is influential, they're just influential, and there's nothing you can do. Meghan is that it girl. She has the factors. She has what it takes. She brings it out every single time, and you can take it, you can love her, you can hate her, but that's on you. Meghan is trending. Meghan is a trend, and we are just so happy that we're part of the winning team, because yes, Meghan is winning. So guys, that's what I wanted to bring you. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you never miss a beat. Bye.